It's open, but... Oh, Toko. Toko, are you okay? No. She's not dead, is she? Whoa! It's cold. It's super cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in place like this, I'm sure you will. What? Was I asleep? Oh, I must have fainted again. I thought you were standing there staring at me getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know, last thing I remember was waking up just now. What'd you do to Mr. Morose? Miss Morose? Oh, that's right, your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Banga banga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very separate. It does say like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. So Jack's memory has been added. But all I want to know right now is where's my little darling? Tell me now, or I'll slit your throat. I don't know. I'm sure Byaku's around somewhere doing his own investigation.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it. I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. Toko shot off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. Ah, I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. There's no point in asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. The fridge, it's open. And I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I saw her. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen, about this room. Oh yeah, it's a morgue. Yeah,
I knew
I
it.
suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge to see what was in there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way in here when Genocide Jack came right past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear. I imagined she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside drop like a bag of rocks. Why has everything got to be so difficult with her? Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hand outstretched, but suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Well, how come? Because Mukuro's body's in there. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body's inside the fridge? Duh!
I see.
Just like every other time, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in class trial. The Mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing this class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the investigation. I need to do my own examination on the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the Mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Wait over there? That's it? On the left side of the refrigerator, there's a bunch of blue lights around. But these ones aren't. I've seen the blue lights come from when the slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number of lights on, including Mukuro's. There's 9 in all. 9? 9 lights? I've already looked through this instruction manual. More importantly, the tarp's in it. You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this somewhere before. Ah, it's the same one as we found in the garden tool shed. If I remember that tarp, there's a stamp on it that said Biolab. Wait a minute, I just understand why the 9 is important. Remember, we're down to 6 students. There were 16 alive. How is there 9? So that means one of them isn't dead. And that's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, somebody got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Wait a minute, how in the hell? It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. Why, you dumb nut? I should ask Kyoko about the group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. Wish I could go back to doing the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the Mastermind forward that picture as a trap to confuse us? It's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Alright? Jeez, that was fast. Anything you can do... Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I make my report brief. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it seems highly likely that the stomach wound and the blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? And what was the fatal injury? In the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before. The victim had stabbed a single time with a knife from completely through the body. They also been struck in the head with an aperture glass of metal pipe. Body was covered with other wounds, but these were about 7 days old. The only option is those other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
When does it say? Where does it say they were old?
Because...
All the Monokuma files that were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense considering the impressions they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been together forever, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, so if the wounds were a few days old, there's no way they could have anything to do with it.
So then...
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of their possibilities. Of course, me telling this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep in mind for the future. It's a good point. Tis a very good point.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you would like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier, when I looked at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So...
5'7", 97 pounds, vital with 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then,
Indeed.
and don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mukuro Ikusawa.
And?
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then...
Then it looks like we have no further business in Mukuro's body. Let's get going, it's kind of chilly here. Oh wait, are we not going to put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
Why?
Sad. Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. She still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me, but she died to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then...
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in the locker. If I don't do it now... Hey, Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
What?
Go ahead then, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad ever once since you got here? What?
So...
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
Indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into those lockers, you need the handbook of whatever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden
And?
room. So, did you find anything worthwhile? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, the only locker room's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to the area just recently. What I'm saying is there's no way I could have had access to those lockers, and if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
What? If that's true...
Does that mean that video is real too? Video? Makoto, I think everything is starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although, I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers, right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you want this, it'll all make sense. If you watch this, it'll all make sense. A DVD? And it says Class 78, Urgent Interviews?
So...
I found that in the hidden room after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in the place none of us could have seen before. None of this makes sense right now, but I guess that means some important clues on the DVD.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words...
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What it means is I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. All because of the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burn with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly felt this way. I could care less that my father could find happiness.
Why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no reason for standing it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
But keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whatever that truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if it's the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all we can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. No matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. See, this is what's frustrating. I would really like to open them, because that would tell me who did it. And that would be really worthwhile. Like, incredibly worthwhile. Because I would know who the one is that survived. Because there would be 9 dead bodies, and someone would be alive, wouldn't there? Hey, Hero. Ah! Makoto! What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No! Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. What's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook. It sounds like he's avoiding me. Like he's afraid of me. Why? There's still just 4 chickens. Honestly, I still became terrified if there was more than me. The sprinkler control panel. They're set to turn on. So that's not it. I don't think it's related to the case. Shed. Stuff's been shoved everywhere, from the lawnmower to fertilizer, flower pots to farm tools. It still says there's... I guess it's just like a checklist of places to go. And even if you, like, go through them, then... What's this one? Oh, the archive. Okay. Byakuya's at the archive. There's a lot going on in this case, guys, and it's really tough for me to keep track of. I'm having such a tough time. Oh, Byakuya. Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't. He just walked away. What the? Why is he acting like that? Like he's purposely trying to avoid me. I don't have time to think about this right now. There's a document about the secret council revealing the kind of truth about this right now. Well, that's weird. Why does he act so fucking frustrated towards me? The AV room. Let's go check that. I think that's the only place we haven't gone, to be completely honest. Oh, manner bammer. I just don't know. I just really don't know. This is gonna be a crazy one, isn't it? This should be able to play DVDs or sign. Well, then I'd better take a look. Let's see. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared in the black